What's up, quarantine? Hi, Miss Niece here again, and today is a very special day. It's my cat's birthday. This is Walker. He's 14 years old today. He's my best friend and I love him, even though he makes me mad sometimes. But because April 15th is important to me because of him, it's not important to most Americans because of my cat's birthday. Because April 15th is also tax day. What are taxes? Why do we have to pay them? Why is April 15th so important? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about because it might not mean anything to you at the moment, but someday it will. And so stay tuned and I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview to celebrate tax day. So what is a tax? First off, a tax, simply put, is money that people have to pay to the government. For you and for me, we will have to pay money to the federal government and to the state government. But why? What is this money used for? Well, it goes to financially support several aspects of our country. First, your federal tax money goes to pay for things such as Social Security, health insurance programs like Medicare or Medicaid, defense and international security, safety net programs that help families facing hardships. This can include food stamps, low-income housing, child care assistance, and lastly, it goes to lowering the national debt. Your tax money can also go to state taxes, and that money goes for K through 12 and higher education, Medicaid and children's health insurance programs, public transportation, cash assistance for low-income families, and corrections, which is referring to prisons or juvenile justice programs. That money can also be used to help provide pensions and health benefits for public employees, or to provide general aid to your local governments. So how did we get an income tax? Americans have always had a sore spot with taxes. Think back to the Revolutionary War, but this country is very expensive to keep running. Before the Revolutionary War, tobacco and alcohol taxes provided most of the government's revenue or income. During the Civil War, a temporary income tax was established by the federal government to pay for the war materials, but it was only temporary. An official income tax could only be established by amending the Constitution. Thus, by being passed by Congress in 1909, on February 3rd, 1913, the 16th Amendment was ratified, or added to the Constitution. The 16th Amendment reads, "The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived without apportionment among the several states and without regards to any census or enumeration." In other words, a federal income tax was established. So now, all citizens of the U.S. have to pay taxes on their incomes every year. When you start working, you will notice on your paycheck that money is taken out for taxes. So let's say if you make $100, you may only get $85 because taxes are deducted. Now, there are also different tax rates based on income level, so the more money you make, the more taxes you pay. It's sad, but it happens to us all. You're not alone. Wait, so if taxes are taken out of all of my paychecks, then what's the big deal about tax day? Well, tax day is the deadline for filing a tax return. A tax return is a form or documentation filed with the IRS, International Revenue Service, that reports incomes, expenses, and other relevant financial information. On tax returns, taxpayers calculate their tax liability, or how much they have to pay, schedule tax payments, or request refunds for overpayment on taxes. So, if you pay more in taxes than you can live on, you will be refunded that money. In the US, tax returns must be filed annually, and the deadline to do that is April 15th, tax day. So will you have to pay taxes one day? The answer is yes. Yes, you will. Whenever you start working and earning money, you will have to pay federal and state taxes and file tax returns. This year is a little weird due to COVID-19, so our tax returns aren't actually due until July 15th. But in years without global pandemics, April 15th is the day you need to remember. Now, a tax return can sound scary, but when you first start out with a part-time job, it's not as scary as you may think. It's tedious and kind of annoying. It may take an hour or so, but you can do it, and it is important. I suggest that the first time you need to file a tax return, you sit down with a parent, guardian, grandparent, older sibling, whoever, and walk through your tax return with them. They can show you what to do and they can help you. Now, there's also free programs that walk you through it step by step and explain everything to you. They make it super easy. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You can do this. And if you need more assistance or have a complicated tax situation, you can always hire a tax professional to do your taxes for you. Yay! So hopefully this gave you a little bit more of an understanding of what taxes are, what a tax return is, why we have to pay taxes, what the money goes for, and why April 15th is so important. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Say happy birthday to my cat.